Viewers, watch this video until the very end, because today we dive into one of the most gripping and decisive moments of World War II in the Pacific. This is the story of a single American submarine, the USS Cavalla, and how it took down one of Japan's most powerful and feared aircraft carriers, the Shokaku. This was not just a battle. It was a turning point that changed the course of the Pacific War forever. Part 1. The Rise of Shokaku. At the dawn of World War II, Japan's Navy was unmatched in the Pacific. Its most fearsome weapons were its aircraft carriers, floating air bases that could launch devastating attacks far from Japan's shores. The Shokaku, launched in 1939, was one of the crown jewels of this fleet. Sleek, fast, and capable of carrying over 70 aircraft, she represented the cutting edge of Japanese naval engineering. Shokaku made her mark early. She took part in the attack on Pearl Harbor, sending her aircraft to rain destruction on the American fleet. Later, she fought in the Battle of the Coral Sea and the Battle of Santa Cruz, proving her resilience even after taking heavy damage. To the Allies, Shokaku was more than just a ship. She was a symbol of Japanese naval power, and her destruction became a high priority. Part 2. Enter USS Cavalla. In contrast stood the USS Cavalla, a brand new American submarine commissioned in February 1944. Small, stealthy, and armed with torpedoes, she was designed for one purpose: to hunt and sink enemy ships. Her commander, Lieutenant Commander Herman J. Kostler, was a man of patience and precision. His crew was well-trained, but few could have imagined that their mission would lead them into one of the most famous submarine attacks in naval history. Part 3. The Battle of the Philippine Sea. By June 1944, the tide of war was turning. The United States was on the offensive, targeting the Mariana Islands. Japan knew it had to respond, and so its carriers, including Shokaku, sailed into what became known as the Battle of the Philippine Sea, one of the largest naval battles in history. The USS Cavalla received orders to patrol near the action, watching for Japanese fleet movements. It was here, in the vast expanse of the Pacific, that destiny brought Cavalla face to face with Shokaku. Part 4. The Stalk. On June 19, 1944, Cavalla's sonar operators picked up contacts, multiple ships. Through the periscope, Commander Kostler spotted them. It was a Japanese task force. And in the middle of it, unmistakable even at a distance, was the Shokaku. The odds were terrifying. Cavalla was one submarine against an entire fleet of carriers, battleships, and destroyers. But Kostler knew the risk was worth it. If he could sink Shokaku, he would deal a crippling blow to Japan's navy. Quietly, Cavalla maneuvered into position, avoiding detection from enemy destroyers circling the fleet. Every man aboard knew one mistake could mean death. Part 5. The Torpedo Attack. At precisely the right moment, Kostler gave the order. Cavalla fired 6 torpedoes. Seconds felt like hours as the crew waited. Then impact. 3 torpedoes slammed into Shokaku's side. Explosions ripped through the carrier. The ship shuddered violently, and flames erupted. Fuel tanks ignited. Bombs and ammunition stored on board began to detonate, sending pillars of smoke skyward. On Shokaku's decks, chaos reigned. Sailors scrambled to fight the fires, but the inferno was uncontrollable. The once proud carrier was now a floating firestorm. Part 6. Shokaku's final moments. The damage was catastrophic. The great carrier began listing heavily to starboard. More explosions ripped through her as aviation fuel fed the flames. The crew fought desperately, but it was hopeless. Within minutes, the order was given to abandon ship. Hundreds leapt into the sea, clinging to debris, while thousands more were trapped below decks. At 2:08 p.m., the mighty Shokaku slipped beneath the waves, taking nearly 1,300 sailors with her. The Pacific swallowed one of Japan's most powerful warships. Part 7. Aftermath and Legacy. For Japan, the loss of Shokaku was devastating. Another carrier gone. Another blow to its already weakened naval air arm. The Battle of the Philippine Sea became a disaster for the Japanese, an event so lopsided that American pilots nicknamed it the Great Marianas Turkey Shoot. For the USS Cavalla, it was the proudest moment of her service. A single submarine had accomplished what entire fleets had failed to do. sink a carrier that had terrorized the Pacific for years. Cavalla's crew would later receive the Presidential Unit Citation for their bravery. Conclusion: the story of USS Cavalla versus Shokaku is a reminder how even the smallest predator can bring down the mightiest prey. One submarine, lurking silently beneath the waves, changed the balance of power in the Pacific. It was not just the sinking of a ship. It was the sinking of Japan's hope to ever regain the initiative at sea. This was the day the hunter became the hunted. This was the day the USS Cavalla etched its name into history.